Hello everyone and welcome to the latest episode of Trader Talks. I hope everyone is doing well. Remember, if you're on the podcast, the link is in the bio. And today we're going to talk about strategy, previously known as MicroStrategy. We'll have a quick look at the fundamentals and then spend a bit more time on the technical side of things. But also do remember that this presentation is for educational purposes only and should not be taken as investment advice, personal recommendation, or an offer of or solicitation to buy or sell any financial instruments. So let's have a quick look at what is going on. I mean, if you've been living under a rock, you won't have seen the drastic drawdown that it has been in. And also you might not have seen that MicroStrategy is now called Strategy and is not really trading like a normal software company anymore. It's still got its enterprise analytics business, and actually they grew 12% in the latest quarter year on year with strong gross margins, by the way. But that software business is now so small compared to the size of the company's Bitcoin position. So the real story is about the balance sheet. They own or hold about 850,000 Bitcoin, making it the largest by far corporate Bitcoin holder. So that obviously means when you're buying MicroStrategy, you're not just buying the company, you're buying a highly Bitcoin sensitive equity vehicle. So if Bitcoin rallies, in theory, MicroStrategy would aggressively move higher. But if Bitcoin falls, it's also going to see a quite drastic drawdown, which is, of course, what we have seen here as well. An important point just on the latest earnings report. The latest earnings loss was huge, but much of that has come from unrealized losses on Bitcoin. So the headline net loss looks dramatic, but it's heavily tied to accounting and Bitcoin price movements rather than just the operating software business. The latest development from a couple of days ago is that Strategy is moving to what they're now calling an active capital management. So they built a dollar reserve, raised the dividend on its STRC preferred stock. They've authorized buybacks and created a Bitcoin monetization program. So to keep that simple, management now has a bit of flexibility to sell some Bitcoin if needed to support liquidity, dividends, or repurchases. So listen, the bottom line is it's a high beta Bitcoin proxy. And the bull case, of course, is that Bitcoin is going to recover, and then MicroStrategy's Bitcoin per share strategy remains accretive. The market rewards the stock with a premium. However, the bear case is that Bitcoin struggles still, and the price of strategy moves lower in correlation with that, albeit leveraged in a way. So we'll have a quick move on to have a look at the technical side of things as well. And I've marked up a few levels which I think are very key, but also I want to sort of tell a bit of a story about how we've got here and just how technical it has been. We go back to mid last year. You can see we sort of have a bit of a double top. We then have already formed a massively important support level. That breaks, sellers take over. We then go to the next sort of key level of what in theory could be support. That breaks, and then the sellers take over. It has been, in fairness, much like Bitcoin, a market that technically has been perfect, in this case for the sellers. So we now know these levels are massively important for those on the podcast. Obviously, we're going through this on YouTube right now. And also, let me know in the chat. Some of you I know are going to hate this stock. Some of you think it's a good opportunity, but let me know your thoughts and why. So with these key levels marked up, there's a couple of ways to play it. One is, and let me just make this a little bit bigger, is that we still have a little bit of room to go. We need to go back to this area around 73 where we had this monster breakout to then the all-time high. We revisit the scene of the crime, and then maybe that is the opportunity to load up again. Again, I'm not saying it's going higher or lower. I'm just talking about key levels here. So 73.28 is massively important in my opinion, as is 100 and let's just call it 104, 105. Reason being, big support area from early 2024. Then the sort of the original low from 2026. So if price is to get back above 104, rejecting what would then be resistance, it could be the opportunity to load up. And obviously all these previous support now turn resistance levels are potential targets. So 150, 198, You would also argue in and around 240. You would then say 320 very key, and up to 358 and 463 would all be important. So for me, watching this now, just purely from a technical perspective, there's two key levels to be aware of: 73 and 104. Anything in between all of that, not really too interested. Now, if it is to keep moving lower and Bitcoin makes a new low, currently trading below 60K, where is the area that it could then go to? Well, the 2024 low, which was the resistance level in sort of early summer, is around 47. Big sort of drop between that. So for any of those sellers out there, that could be a level that they're looking to target to the downside. So key level below 73, below that 47, and above where we're trading at 104. Let me know your thoughts and let me know what you want me to cover next. Until then, take care and I'll see you then.